So today is kind of a strange one. Well, it might not be strange for you, but it was certainly strange for me. But if you have done this yourself, then you may know why I'm making this video. I'm talking about dermaplaning. And what that is essentially using a scalpel to scrape off that sort of peach fuzz hair that we have on our face and to also remove dead skin cells. Let's check it out. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Mary, I'm 50 years old, and I love finding products, methods, devices, anything that's gonna help me look as young as I feel. And if you like what you see, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel and also give this video a thumbs up and hit that notification bell so you know every time a new video is uploaded, which happens every Friday. Okay, this is a really interesting topic. It's something that I have been curious about for quite some time. And I even received some for Christmas, thank you Claire, but I have to be honest, it sat there for many months because I was a little afraid of it. So finally, I guess 3 or 4 weeks ago, I decided to bust it out and give it a try. So I guess the first question is, why would you even do this? Because essentially this is like shaving your face, which for ladies is a bit weird, but it's not using a fella's, shaving cream and a regular razor. It's not that. You're using a scalpel, and these are the ones that I'm using at the moment. These come in like a 3-pack, and I think you can get them at Boots for about $5. And they're individual blades that you use to, as I said, you're literally scraping the stuff off of your face. Now, what it's there to do is, one is to remove that sort of bit of fuzz that we all have on our face. It's there whether you see it or not. Some people have darker or coarser, hair. But even those that don't, it's still there. It also helps to exfoliate the dead skin. And some of us use other types of exfoliants. It's just another method of doing it, of getting that dead stuff off, because that dead skin often gets in the way of all the other good things we're trying to do for our skin. And it's also meant to help products penetrate our skin better, because if there's no barrier there, there's no hair, there's no skin, there's nothing else, it just means that everything is going to be absorbed better by our skin. And therefore, smoother skin means we have a better makeup base, so everything should go on a lot smoother and a lot easier and just sit better on our skin throughout the day. Now, there are a couple of reasons why people don't want to do this. Well, one is it's a little bit strange, but if you can get past that, I think there's this inherent fear that the hair on our face is going to grow back thicker and faster and longer. And obviously, you don't want to do that. I'm not going to take off the teeny little bits of fur there and then have it replaced by stubble. That's not going to happen. And the other thing is that there's this fear that you're actually going to hurt yourself, because at the end of the day, you're using a scalpel against your face, and it's not, there's something there to act so much as a protective barrier. So what I can say to that is, one, your hair isn't going to change how it grows back. Your hair is your hair. So you don't need to worry about that. So if you have a tiny little bit of, quite faint blonde hair, it's going to come back the same way. And as for cutting yourself, if you keep it at a sort of a safe angle, you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. So what I'm also going to do is walk you through the process that I did and show you how I do this, which I am now tending to do it about once a week, because it turns out I absolutely love it. So who is this not for? This is not for anybody that has any active acne. If you have any open infections, if you have any cold sores, you don't want to be doing this. So this is something that you're going to be doing on dry skin. It's fine for scarring. It's fine for anything that's dried and kind of set. But if you have anything open or active, it's a big fat no-no. Okay, so before we go through the demo, you just need to make sure that you prep your skin properly. So for me, that means you have to have a clean and a very dry face. You don't want any moisture on your face whatsoever. You can do it in the morning, you can do it in the evening. I've done it in both. For this particular example, I've done it in the evening. So I did my double cleanse. I did not use an oil-based cleanser because I didn't want anything that might hang behind. So I went with the cream cleanser, and then I went with a gel cleanser afterwards, just to make sure that everything was gone. So next I use a toner, and for me, it's this one by Isntree, which is their green tea fresh toner. And the reason I'm using this, it's kind of funny, because this would have been one of my fail products. Unfortunately, it did not make it into my regular skincare routine because it's too drying and it just doesn't suit my dehydrated skin. However, it's perfect for this, because after I've cleansed my face, I swipe this on with a cotton round, and the astringent nature of it just dries everything up, which is perfect. So it turns out I've been able to repurpose it without having to give it away or find it another home, so this is great. So I've toned my face, and I just kind of leave it for a couple of minutes just to make sure that it's totally dry. So I'm not touching my face, I'm not putting anything on my face. And the other thing I'm going to note here is it's best to make sure that all of your hair is out of the way, because I made that mistake. If there's anything in the way, it's gone. So what I should have been doing is actually putting a headband in, which I didn't for this particular exercise, but I will be doing it going forward. So my skin is perfectly clean and dry. Now the main thing is you want to hold this at a 45-degree angle, right? So it's kind of facing sort of like this and going down. And I start at the hairline and I move down my face. And you just use very tiny little strokes, and you can actually almost hear this little scraping sound, so you know it's actually taking off those layers. Now, you can't see it here because the camera's not close enough, but there are little pieces that I can actually see falling, which is a little bit of the dead skin and a little bit of the hair. And I do tiny little gentle strokes all the way down. Now again, be very careful of what's in the way of the blade, because I did go a little bit close to my eyebrow a few weeks ago. And if you have any little sort of hairs up here that you don't want it to pick up, then just be mindful of that. But it's an ever so gentle motion. There's no pain, there's no cutting of the face. And then I slowly just move down the face, always keeping that at that sort of 45-degree angle. And then occasionally I have a little cotton round that I use just to kind of get it off, because you can see a little bit of the hairs, you can see a little bit of the skin, and it's just taking all that stuff straight away. I think the whole process really takes about, I don't know, 4 minutes, 3, 4, 5 minutes. And you just keep going straight down the face. And the key is to not repeat areas either. Once you're done, you want to kind of keep moving. Now be very careful between the eyebrows, anywhere near the eyebrows, because I'm telling you, it's going to take it all out. So I tend to not get too close, and I don't actually tend to do the part in here. It's something I'll have to experiment more with as I go through the process. I just have a fear of actually getting myself there, taking away eyebrows that I don't want to take away. I don't actually go all the way up underneath the eye either. I don't think I seem to have a lot of hair here. The area around here works like a charm. And here's an interesting thing is for me is this area around my mouth, because if my tretinoin use is somehow off, like if I get any of the tretinoin around here, it peels. And it happens every now and then if I'm sort of putting on stuff after my tretinoin, it'll get into that area and irritate it. This stuff just takes that dead skin right off. It's a dream. Yeah, so I take it down underneath the lips, down to the chin. And it can start to get tricky as you cross over sort of the jawline and into the chin and into the neck. So I tend to flip it over at this stage to kind of go up a little bit because it's harder to get the angle downwards. It works just as fine. And I know some people have, you know, kind of almost a hairline with their hair. Now, I don't really have it. Mine doesn't come down very far, but it's great for getting rid of those little wispy bits on the side of the face. And then down the chin. I do have a skin tag here, so I'd be very careful not to nick that. I actually don't know how to get rid of it. I need to figure that out. And then straight down the neck. So I kind of do it to here, and then I sort of stop at that stage. So do be kind of careful around the Adam's apple. Okay. I guess here I went back in just around the nose. I don't tend to do the whole nose. I find that area is kind of hard to get to, and I'm not sure how bad that space is anyway, but try to give it a go. So I'm about 3 or 4 weeks down with this. So it's still kind of a work in progress, but we're getting there. And I just think it works great. Yeah, I did go back over those little sections again where I had that flaky skin. For me done. Okay, so that was probably about 3 or 4 minutes. A couple of things that I've learned from this. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I did have the fear, and I thought, the scalpel on my face. I didn't cut myself. I didn't get close to cutting myself. So what I would say is, as long as you keep it at the right angle, you'll be fine. The second thing is, I actually didn't realize how much hair was on my face. Now, I don't have dark hair. I don't have thick hair anywhere in my body. Like, it looks like I don't really have hair. However, I did, and it wasn't until it started to come off that I just went, holy cow. It's just all these little teeny tiny vellus hairs that I didn't actually even know were there. Surprise. But they're not anymore. This is a stellar exfoliator. So I ordinarily use a chemical exfoliant, 2 or 3 times a week. but I haven't used it at all since I started using this because I'm finding that it's more targeted and I can actually feel the physical difference of the texture of my skin after I'm done, even more than I do with a chemical exfoliant. So what that means is my skin is super soft. I don't know if that's because there's no barrier there, there's no hair there, there's no dead skin there. I don't know if it's because my products are penetrating better because there's no dead skin and there's no hair there. I don't know, but what I can say is that my skin is infinitely smoother and softer than it was before I started this process. So basically, my skin just looks better. It feels better, it seems to be in better condition, and I cannot believe that it all comes down to these guys. Like, I'm shocked. Now, the one thing I probably will do, because these are disposables, you're supposed to throw them away after one use, and I think I need to get one of those devices where you buy cartridges for. So you're just buying the cartridges, you're keeping the base so that after one use they go into the bin, because this just generates too much plastic use for my liking. So there are a number of different options out there in the market. So if you guys have one, if you do this on a regular basis, and if you have any refillable cartridge shaving dermaplaning solutions, put them down in the comments below, because I'm on the hunt now. This is something that I'm telling you right now I have completely embraced. The guy behind the camera is kind of disgusted. I wish he didn't know about this. But I am a complete convert, and I'm going to continue to do this once a week is what I'm doing at the moment, and it is working a treat. So please do give me some recommendations for refillable cartridge solution situations that I can go out and get for myself. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you haven't tried this before, you kind of should. It's not as scary as you think, and I'm telling you, your skin will love it. So if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you. Dude! Oh. Okay.